Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening from wherever part of the world you are hearing me from and you are joining me from this evening. My name is Tomilayo Fadairo and I am the Tech Woman. Welcome to the second edition of Tech in Health. We had our first edition last month, the first Thursday of last month, and it was such a enriched conversation. It was so insightful, and I'm sure you gained a few things and you've gotten to know what tech is in health. And for our first time viewer, one of the things that was mentioned during our last show last month was that about informatics is not a new thing, right? It's just like a new word that just evolved. Bioinformatics has been available, has been around as far back as the 90s, and because the genetic modified organisms, that is the GMOs, we are seeing nowadays are not new things. An example of such is banana. Banana is what is the banana we eat now is not the banana that was developed then, right? There has been a lot of modification to heat for it to come up uh, to what we can now eat, that soft succulent banana we all now eat and love, right? So tonight is going to be a very, very enriching conversation, a very insightful one, because we are diving into the world of AI, right? AI and machine learning. And we are going to be talking about the role, the impact of AI and machine learning in healthcare. So tonight I'm having one of the expertise in UI University join us tonight to shed more light, right, on what machine learning and AI is. So our speaker for tonight is Akintola Mayode, right? Her name is Akintola Mayode Mercy. She is an academic researcher, a lecturer, data scientist, an entrepreneur driven by a deep passion for solving real world problems through technology. Currently, she's pursuing a PhD and she specialized in machine learning and data driven research using intelligence systems to address complex public health and societal challenges. Wow. With strong interest in research, human computer interaction design, and innovation, she's committed to building solutions that are not only smart but impactful and human centered. Through our work, Mayode continues to bridge the gap between knowledge and practical transformation, inspiring others to see technology as a tool for meaningful change. Wow, that is so, so, so amazing. And I've worked with Mayode for a while, and one of the things I can say is that her biography really speaks to what she really does, right? And like I said during the previous edition, that tech is everywhere. AI is not here to suspend our thinking, but to aid what we do, to make us get better at our work, to make us work smarter. So if you will leverage on AI as a student, as a professional, as an entrepreneur in tech and health, you are definitely going to be far, 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 far ahead, right? So while we are waiting for our speaker to join us, she's going to be with us in a few seconds, just a few seconds. Enjoy, and please hold on for a few minutes while our speaker join us for. She's going to be joining us in a few seconds. Our speaker is going to join us in a few seconds. All righty, our speaker is going to be joining us soon. Okay, so our speaker is here, and let's give it up for Mayode Akintola. Wow, hello sis, good evening. How are you doing
Hi, good
today?
evening. I'm blessed, and you?
I'm super blessed, right? So welcome. Why before you joined us, right? I already gave our audience a little prep about who you are, what you do, and I'm sure they are pumped up to have you with us. So without further ado, I think we should just get right into it, right? And you know in the world of today, I've had people talk about machine learning, AI, and before you joined, I already mentioned that AI is everywhere, right? And we can't but leverage on AI these days. To say you don't want to do with AI in what you do is to say you don't want to be in vogue in what is really reigning, because technology is in every sector, and health is not excluded out of this conversation. So I want you to just give us a little difference between what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, because I know a lot of people trying to like convince, mix it up. So if you hear artificial intelligence is machine learning, if you hear machine learning is artificial intelligence, is there a difference between the two, or both work simultaneously?
All right. Thank you so much for the question, and it's a great honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So it's such a great honor to be here and a great privilege. So, AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, they are actually not the same thing, but they do almost the same thing. So the let's say, for example, the father is like the AI, but the son is machine learning. So, what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Yeah, it's a broad concept of machines actually performing what human beings should do. For example, let's say you want to recognize images, you want to make decisions. So, artificial intelligence can do that for you. When it comes to machine learning, is a subset of AI. So the we know in our mathematics we have set, subset. So the main set is the, let's say the universal set is artificial intelligence. But the machine learning is a subset of AI, and it actually means to learn pattern from data instead of being directly programmed. In the sense that you allow a machine to learn patterns from data, lots of data, and from there it can make decisions. So it's not just that you are programming it to make those decisions, but from the data that you've trained that machine with, it can make decisions from the data that you've trained the machine with. So machine learning is just, but in healthcare now, yeah. So in healthcare, it's like AI is the overall smart system. So AI is the overall smart, like the big guy. Let me say the big guy in the game. So AI is the big guy. But
Oh,
machine learning is
okay.
actually, yeah, machine learning is not like the engine behind it. Do you get? So machine learning is like the engine behind it. And for
All
example,
right, all right.
machine learning can analyze thousands of medical data to learn patterns of probably diseases, let's say cancer, probably a particular data set that you've trained the machine with. The particular one is cancerous, non-cancerous. So from there, if you want to now determine that, okay, you are trying to diagnose a particular patient from the machine you've trained with that data to detect whether
Mm.
particular growth is cancerous or not cancerous. So the machine cannot detect that, okay, I know this is just a normal growth, not cancerous. So that's the difference. Although they work together, but
Oh, okay.
mhm.
All right. So like you said, AI is the main guy. Machine learning is just an engine behind what is being done. And you actually answered the question I was going to ask, but I would just want you to do a little explanation about it. You mentioned that machine AI is the big guy being used in healthcare now, and machine learning can be used to analyze thousands of data of diseases. There's something these days called precision medicine in healthcare now, whereby a scientist or technician or doctors are not doing a one size traditional fit all for patient anymore. So because this patient has a cancer, patient A has cancer and patient B has cancer, they are now no longer using the same approach. So if I give patient A therapy B, I'm not still going to give patient B therapy B again, because of precision medicine. They are able to like tailor to each patient each treatment that suits them. So with what you said, that machine learning can be used to check for patterns, know whether this one is cancerous, that one is not cancerous. And how do you think this machine learning comes in play in terms of precision medicine? Because we are able to analyze thousands of data, right? So that means I am able to I should be able to each patient patterns, gene patterns, or whatsoever it is that might be causing cancer for them. So how do you think machine learning come in play in terms of precision medicine?
All right, thank you so much for the question. So, like I said, that the big guy is AI, right? So, the way machine learning comes into play is that let me say the backbone of machine learning or even AI itself is data. Data. So, if you can train a
Okay,
machine
okay.
with lots of data, with different data sets of different patients, so from there, it can now detect that okay, probably this particular patient has, let's say, brain cancer, or let's say skin cancer. Another patient has skin cancer, but machine learning will not just like precision that you're talking about in medicine now. Like machine learning will not just use that particular the one for patient A to treat patient B, because there are some people that there's a particular medication that will work for them for a particular sickness, and if you give another patient, it might not work for that particular patient. So it will can train the machine learning with data that include the patient information, like probably their genes, their background, probably a medical condition in their family, those history. So trained a particular let's say machine learning system, you've trained it with so many thousands of data, millions of data. So from there, if a particular patient is diagnosed with that cancer, so it search hello, can you see me?
Yes, 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 I can hear you. I'm with you.
Thank you. So it will search through the data that it has been trained with to detect that okay, this particular person, this is like in their family, like is this connected to what I have here? So if it's connected to what I have here, then I think this should be what I should the treatment that should be
Okay.
given to this person. Okay, so for example, there's something called in AI too. We have deep learning, we have neural network. They call it artificial neural network. So from let's say patient A came to the hospital to check if hello, can you see me? To confirm if the
Yes,
person
yes,
saw
yes.
like
Go ahead.
a person saw like a growth in his or her body, and the person went to the hospital to do checkup. So let's say there is a particular machine learning, a system that has been trained on billions of data of probably say people from Nigeria, specifically people from Nigeria. So let's say millions of data from people like people in Nigeria, so that they've used the data set of different people from different states in Nigeria to train that machine. So once they get the demoscopy image of the skin by the that the dermatologist will get the demoscopy image, or probably the clinical image that they want to use, anyone, then they take it to the machine to check okay, is this malignant? Malignant means that is it like cancerous, or is it benign? Benign just means
Is
that's
it
just a growth,
cancerous?
yeah, that you just need to treat. So let's not say it's malignant, meaning that it is cancerous. So from there, the machine, like the machine learning system, the system that has been built using that those the data set, will not determine that okay, now that we've gotten that this person has cancer truly. So what's the best treatment? Looking at probably the person they will enter the record of the person, that probably the person is from let's say Kaduna, or the person is then the person
Kaduna State.
probably can, yes, this particular family, something like that, or probably a particular location in Kaduna and everything. The system cannot decide that, okay, with the data I've been trained with, people from here, from this particular area, how do they react to
Mm-hmm.
medications? Okay, so from there, the system will be able to decide that, okay, this is the best treatment for this person. So if another person
This
has
is the
cancer,
best
probably the
approach for that person.
exactly. The person is from, let's say the person is from Abuja. So which area in Abuja? Okay, this particular area. With the data I've been trained with, how do people from this area, like, how do they react to medication, and what's the best medication to use for them? So the system will be able to decide. We help, not the system that will decide. We help the medical
Mm.
practitioners to decide the kind of the best treatment to give this particular person. So that's just, it works on data, like it works on data.
Treatment approach for them to give to that patient.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Wow, that's so insightful. I've never seen machine learning work like that. In my head, all I've thought about is okay, we just input data, the machine gives us something, and this just also broad makes what I just said earlier make sense. AI is not here to make decision for anybody. You are still
Yeah,
the one still making the decision. AI is just making your work faster, smarter, and in fact gives you more insight than what you even thought. How many days or how many months do you want to use to analyze over 1 million data of a lot of people before you
exactly.
arrive at where exactly you are going? It's going to take a lot of time. So since AI
Yeah,
is there, it just makes your work easier, right? Wonderful, wonderful.
yeah.
That's such a wonderful one. All right. So for my next question, this question is for students because we have a mixed audience in on this show. So for students interested in the field of machine learning, what should they prioritize first? Is it the coding skills? Is it the data analysis skill? Is it the health care knowledge or the AI theory? Because
Can't see it. Hello, can you hear me? I think I lost you for a moment. I can't hear
okay,
you.
I'm
I think
back
I can
now.
hear
Sorry
you.
about that. That was network.
All
All
right,
right.
can you hear you
So
now?
I was talking about yeah, machine learning can be used for a lot of things, a whole lot of things. But for students who are interested in healthcare and they also want to go into machine learning, right? Which one should they do first? Should they go and learn the coding first? Should they do the data analysis? Because machine learning has to do with data, like you said. Is it the data they should go into? Is it the healthcare knowledge? Should they know more about the healthcare, or should they go into AI? Maybe AI prompting, AI engineering, whatever it is. Which one should they go for first?
All right, thank you for that question. So, ideally, I would say they should have like a balanced foundation. But I usually recommend that they go for data analysis first. And when it comes to data analysis, as simple as knowing how to analyze a
Wow,
data,
Excel.
and analyze a data using
Yeah.
Excel, that would really, really help you a lot. If you can master that, then you can now move to basic coding. So start knowing basic coding like
Okay.
Python, majorly Python. You can use R too, but Python is more beginner friendly. So I would advise Python. So just to know how
Yes, yes,
Python works
yes. It is.
before you now go into, oh, I want to start using it for probably to build models that can work for like machine learning systems and the likes. But and the thing is, once they understand how it works, how the analysis works, it will really help them. When you are able to use at least, let's say, few thousand of data to Excel to analyze that particular data, and you could see that, I'm seeing the results and everything. That will, I think, spoil
Mm-hmm.
your interest in knowing more. So, and also another thing that I would mention is that for uh for you to also go further, I think the best thing is to know if what you want to do is for just healthcare, if probably the reason why you're learning this particular the reason why you want to use
It's
AI
just for
is for
health.
healthcare, or you want to use it for
Mm-hmm.
something else. So I would advise that the best thing to where to first start is you should understand how the data works, how data works, understand data, just understand
Mm-hmm.
how data works. Okay, I can get data from this place. After gathering data, the next thing is, okay, I want to pre-process the data, then I want to clean the data, structured data, unstructured data. You want to understand
Mm-hmm.
how data works first. Then once you understand that one too, that will give you like a leverage on understanding how machine learning really works. Like I mentioned earlier, that machine learning systems, they they depend a lot on data, because they are called machine, like they
On
are
data,
machine, they depend,
yes.
exactly, they depend on the input of man, and that's data. So their own food is like data. So understand how data works. Once you understand how data works, that okay, uh this is where I can get data from, how to work with data, that will really help you. And another thing I want to mention is that if you are working in healthcare AI specifically, it's having a basic healthcare knowledge matters too. For example, if you are a,
Yes,
let's
yes,
say,
yes, it does, it
computer
does.
science student, that you are into coding and you want to go and probably work on a particular machine learning system that can, let's say, detect brain tumor, you really need to know
Hmm.
the healthcare system, that okay, what's brain tumor all about? How can someone have brain tumor? What are the symptoms that the person will start seeing for the person to know that okay, I need to visit the hospital? So have at least healthcare knowledge. Like it might not be so much, but have little understanding of the healthcare knowledge, and also
But something basic to be able to interpret your data.
exactly, exactly. So, but the key thing is to combine technical skill with domain knowledge. So, your technical skill can be you coding, and
Oh.
the domain knowledge can be you understanding the healthcare, having like an understanding. Not might not be, you might not have a vast knowledge of the how healthcare works, like all these medical
Mm-hmm.
professionals. You just have an idea about how it works, their ethical consideration, because you cannot just pick up any data from the healthcare world, because they really value their data, because it's the data talks more about the patient they've attended to. So
Mm-hmm.
they cannot, so you cannot just pick it up and say I want to build a particular machine learning system that would do a particular thing, and you're just using the data without the ethical consideration. So I have an understanding of that. That really help a student that is thinking of going into it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So, just like a digression, you mentioned something about data structuring earlier, data cleaning and the likes. So now, I remember in my early journeys of learning data analysis, I mean, there was a day I was merging two files and I was on it for 10 hours. And my God, I had to cry that night because it was so frustrating and it was really frustrating. So for a student that is coming into this world, like you just mentioned earlier, what should, and the students want to start with data analysis, the basic Excel sheet, which one will you recommend? Will you recommend they start with a Google Sheet or a Microsoft Excel? Because as much as those two things look almost, they don't do the same work in totality. That's something I've come to notice. Oh my God, it was after my suffering I noticed that I should have done that on Microsoft Word and not on Google Sheets,
Yeah.
right? So which one will you recommend? And again, if they are to use Google Sheets or Microsoft Word Excel, what should they go for first? Is it how to structure their data or how to clean their data? Because I know both are important.
All right. Thank you. So I would advise you go for Excel, Microsoft Excel, not Google Sheets, because Google Sheets can help you to, if you want to CSV files or normal Google Excel
Mhm.
sheet, you can open it. Probably you want to do just minor calculations, additions. But if you want to really do data analysis, I would advise that you use Microsoft Excel, because it has advanced what's the name,
Wow.
tabs and ribbons that you can use to analyze your
And
data.
formulas.
Exactly. So that would really help you to be able to achieve your data analysis. So coming to data, when it comes to data, the first thing you do is, after gathering your data, if you are using a primary data, which means you are the one gathering it yourself, so the best thing you should do is you need to clean your data. I tell you, it's very rare for you, if you are the one, if it's a primary
Mm,
data, it's very rare for you to see that the data is not messy. Messy meaning that you might, let's say medical, let me use for example, if it's a medical data, you can see that in the data set, the name of the person is here, probably the other information might be in another column, or there might be some empty cells around. It's just messy.
mm,
So you need to clean it. Clean it in the sense that you need to ensure that the data is well structured. Is well structured, that okay, if it's patient A and the name of and the age of patient A is 32, you are not seeing 65 there. And the location of patient A is not in, what's the name, the location of patient A is Abuja, you are not seeing Ogun State there. So you need to clean it, and you are not seeing
mm.
empty cells around. Empty cells, if you are
Empty
trying to,
cells.
yes, if you are trying to analyze your data and there are empty cells around, Excel might not understand it, to just be giving you error. You might not get your desired result. So you clean it. You clean your data. Ensure that your data is, it has been cleaned for you to be able to analyze your data very well. So and for example, to medical data set too, like I was trying to explain that. Let's say for example, the head of a particular patient is in one place, the leg is in another place, the, let's say the brain, the image of the brain is in another place. So, but it has been labeled. And another thing, that in machine learning, we have supervised and unsupervised learning. So, for supervised learning,
Mm,
is when the data set has been labeled. So, supervised learning means that it has been labeled already. So, all you have to do is just to feed the machine learning system with the data. So if it has been labeled already, it means that the data is not messy. It has been arranged that okay, the head, the body, the leg is for patient A, this head, this leg, this body is for patient B. So, but if it's unsupervised, it has not been labeled. So you be the one to do it. You look for probably the head that is talking about Mr. Eyes. You look for the leg of Mr. Eyes, put them together to do the data. So the first thing, the major
wow.
thing in data analysis is data cleaning, and it's very stressful. And it's called pre-processing in machine learning. It's called pre-processing, or in data science too, it's called pre-processing. That means you're trying to clean your data. You're trying to ensure that
Mm,
probably the data you have, the data set you have is not up to, because like I said, that your machine learning system works on data a lot. So let's say the data you got was is not really as much as what you wanted for the machine learning, you can augment. So there's something called augmentation too. So you can augment. So but the first thing is just ensure that you clean your data. You clean your data. You have a good data, not a messy data. Just ensure that you are working with a clean data, not a messy data. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
all right. Well, thank you. What you said earlier about data cleaning can be stressful. I am like, I mean, I've been a victim of that, and I just, oh god, let's not talk about my my trauma with data analysis right now. And my next question would be for professionals who are already in the healthcare system. You know, two things. First of all, there is a growing concern that AI is going to take your place. I remember, take professional place, not your place, sister. I remember as far back as 2020, when ChatGPT came out or became popular, early 2020, 2021, there was a lot of uh, things around that. Oh, you don't know what is human again. You don't know what is not human. AI is going to take your place. They are going to, AI is going to take your job, all those things. And this is really, even though we are in 2026, and a lot of people have seen what AI can do for them and with them, there's still that growing concern. There's still that ethical concern that people still have about AI. People are complaining about how AI will take their job or AI has taken their job. So, in that, from your perspective, what do you think? Should professionals be worried? Should they be concerned about AI taking their job, or should they build up their skills in such a way that they can't be replaced by AI? I mean, even if they build up their skills, there are more technologies coming up nowadays. An example of such is the AI surgery machine. I came across a post on LinkedIn one time like that a surgeon was able to do a brain surgery with a AI machine. So I mean, if there is an advanced machine, AI machine that can do a brain surgery, so day by day people are coming up with better ideas to make human life effort and seamless. So as professionals, should we be worried? Well, I don't think I have to be worried anyways. I mean, should professionals be worried, right, that AI will take their job, or is not something of concern that we need to stress ourselves over?
Okay, so the first thing that I need to debunk is that AI cannot, especially in the healthcare, AI cannot take your job because, like I mentioned, that AI, machine learning, they work majorly on data. So it's the information you are giving a particular machine
Mm,
that the machine will work with. So even despite the fact that there is an AI machine that can do brain surgery, the surgeon still need to be there to supervise it so that it's cutting
exactly.
as it's meant to cut. All their cutting and everything is not going beyond the normal meter or something, the normal length you are meant to, the depth is not going beyond it. So regardless, but the thing is, one thing I would mention is that anybody in the healthcare world now, you really need to be not at least be tech savvy in the sense that have an idea about what AI can do for you because AI is there to make your job easier and your life easier and your work faster so that what should have taken you like 5 to 10 hours to do in like an hour, 2 hours, you are through with it. So I think
You're
the
done.
first thing is exactly the first thing is that AI is not there to take you, especially in the healthcare system, the AI is not there to take your job. Just ensure that you are tech savvy. And I think the first step is awareness and basic digital literacy. Understand how AI
Oh,
works.
yes, yes, yes,
Don't
yes.
be averse to the fact that AI is there to come and collect my job or no. And don't be scared that if I don't know it, I might be jobless. And another thing is don't say another people there can be an extreme that once I know it, I won't do my job again. AI will come and do my job for me. No, you still do your job. Just that AI will make it easier for you and faster. So they don't necessarily need to become programmers. I think that's another thing. Some people like, so you mean I'll start writing code? Hey, at this my age, write code. No, and everything that you can't remember the last time. Do you understand? So they don't necessarily need to become programmers. I think the healthcare professionals can actually start by taking short courses on AI, like AI in healthcare. The funny thing is, I was discussing with someone about um product design. One thing the person told me is that the world is moving to AI. We are there already, so that companies are not just hiring you these days. I'm sorry for this digression. Companies are not just hiring you these days because you can design, you know how to design very well. But AI in product design. These days you see AI in
Mm,
cybersecurity, AI in software engineering. So if
exactly.
all these what's the name, all these tech related fields, computer science related fields, they are still revolving around AI. So everything is revolving because they could see that with the help of AI you can achieve a lot with lesser time, lesser energy. So I think the first thing is they can take short courses. There are short courses on Coursera online that you can take on knowing AI in healthcare, and also they should learn AI tools for their work. Like they should learn how AI tools work, how AI tools can work for them. For example, let's say you have the popular one, ChatGPT. There are so many things that you can just put there and you will get the response, and you'll be like, oh wow. There are even some online like AI, all these chatbots. They're like AI, let's say AI doctor, that you can just tell the doctor all the online. You are not meeting the doctor physically, all the symptoms, and that chatbot can tell you exactly what is going on with you. I can tell you that okay, take this particular
Mm-hmm.
medication. But there's a caveat to that. You are not to depend on that. You still need to see a physical. That's why I'm saying AI will not take your job. You
Exactly.
still need to see a physical doctor to confirm that okay, this is what it's doing. That you're not using the medication for headache, you're using it to cure stomach pain because AI told you, or ChatGPT can even tell you. Funny things can, if you tell ChatGPT all your symptoms, ChatGPT can tell you that oh, this is most likely what is going on with you. So you can use this particular medication. So, but they should just learn how AI tools work, and also they should understand how to interpret AI generated insights. So, what I mean by AI generated
Mm,
insights is that, for example, let's say after the a particular patient uploaded, I mean, told ChatGPT this is how I'm feeling and everything, and the ChatGPT could tell, okay, this is what you are feeling and everything, and they bring it. Don't just conclude that that is what is wrong with you. That is what no. From the insight you're able to get from the AI, you should be able to sit down and think that okay, is it truly what is going on, or I still need to run another test to confirm myself? Because most times some medical professionals, once you just tell them the symptoms, they know exactly what's going on with you. So they can say, some of them, okay, this is exactly what's going on with you. Or let's do another test to confirm, okay, that this is what is going on with you. So they should understand how to interpret AI generated insight. But the goal is not to actually replace their expertise. No, it's not to replace their,
yes,
but they
yes,
should use
yes.
AI tools effectively to improve patient care actually. So that's just one thing I would say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was so insightful. And just to add to what you said, why I've been working with ChatGPT for over, let's say I started using ChatGPT around 2021, and these 5 years are still counting. There's something I realize is that as you relate with ChatGPT, as you feed ChatGPT in with more questions, more data, maybe questions, instructions, draft this paper for me, do this for me, ChatGPT starts aligning. The algorithm starts, there's a way the algorithm works that it aligns with your own preference, that over time you might just let ChatGPT uh write shortly on this, and the answer ChatGPT will give to you, it will sound like you, and you are wondering, is this AI living inside of me? And what has happened is because of use over time, ChatGPT, as you yourself have trained ChatGPT on how to respond to your comments, from your tone to your style of writing to the way to your humor. It's like, is that serious? To your humor, there's a way you can tell ChatGPT, oh, for example, now I needed to come up with a LinkedIn post one day. I just told ChatGPT, okay, oh, I want to write a post on so create a LinkedIn post for me. By the time ChatGPT will feed me back, I was just smiling, like, this guy had to copy my humor, like, to your post, your humor, your style of writing, what you will like. So AI, like you said, it's human dependence, because we have to keep training these things till it gives us the kind of results we want. That was so eye-opening for me, right? So another one for our health professionals who are joining us is, many health professionals are not tech savvy. They are not tech savvy. When you get to hospitals, clinics these days, you still see them give you paper, write down your name, write down your age, are you there? Okay, I'm back. You still see them saying, write down your name, write down your sex on paper, on sheets, paper sheets, and with that, data become, you miss data like that. So how realistic can they begin integrating AI, or let me even say tech, into their career to make their work easier? Because I have been to clinics, health centers, and there are a lot of people on the line, and what they are handing over to us is paper to write down our name, write down and I keep wondering, how do you want to keep track of this? I mean, how long? You enter some booklet information, and you are supposed to write down your name, write down our
Sorry, I'm not sure I can hear you again. I think your network went off. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. That was network. Where did you lost me, please?
So the last thing I heard was when you were talking about that you go to the hospitals these days and they are still handing over papers to write names and to get
Yes,
people's
thank you.
information. Yeah.
So sorry about that. So, like I was saying,
I-
so I was talking about my experience at a big hospital in Ibadan where you still see record of patients from 1990s, 19 somethings, and it's all on paper, and the book are torn, and you're wondering if you need this data in like 10, 15 years to come, how do you even want to get it? Because termites might have even eaten this book we are looking at right here. So my question is, how do you think they can integrate tech before we even get to AI? How can they integrate tech into their work to keep their data intact? Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much for that question. I was even about before you ended with the last statement. I was about to say that is not even related to AI. That is as simple as having hospital management system. So they can have a system such that it is automated in the sense that a patient comes in, walks up to the person, probably those people that you meet at first, and you tell them, okay, I'm here to see the doctor. And they tell you, oh, is this your first time or you have a card already? They mentioned I have the card already. And funny thing is, there are some hospitals these days that they don't even use card again. Once they have that hospital management system, all they do is they have your details there and they give you like a particular ID. So that will be your
Mm,
own ID anytime you come to the hospital. So once you just give them that ID, they will check their own system, and once they can find you there, and from there they have your information, the last time you visited the hospital, why you visited the hospital, your records, your age, your probably if there's a particular sickness you've been treating or you've treated before, they have everything in their system. So all they have to do is just to book you. There was a particular hospital I went to in Lagos. So that hospital too, they don't, I'm not sure they use card. All they will do, you walk up to the people at uh the first people you will meet, you tell them probably you are here to see the doctor. Oh, okay, they will say, okay, fine. What's your ID? You give them your ID and they put it inside their system, they see you and they enter you in. So they schedule you for a doctor that is on seat. So
mm,
once even before the doctor will respond to you, they will refer you, they'll tell you to sit down. So they'll give you number. They'll give you a particular number. So once they give you that number, then when it's time to check your vitals, they'll call your number, you check your vitals, then you wait. Then when it's your turn, I think the doctor will inform them that okay, they are ready to see patient number 5. So there's like a speaker that would announce that okay, patient number 5, doctor in room 5 or 7 is waiting to attend to you now. So it will keep repeating it until you see the doctor. So I think once you see the doctor, doctor will now accept you that okay, you've entered into his office, so he's attending to you now. So that's how it works. So I would advise that it will be better in in the way technology is going, because all these papers, not only in healthcare, most organizations, the best thing is just to automate all their work. everything they are doing, everything that their day-to-day activities in their organization. The best thing is to automate it so that you have a management system. If it's for hospital management system. If it's for school, you can say school management system that manages everything you do. And if you want to, probably a patient that came 25 years ago, 30 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, you have everything backed up in your Barbie drive or your cloud that you can just retrieve it back and you can get the information of the person. So I think that, and it's not about learning any programming language. It's not about you doing it yourself. You can contract it out to people that can write, that can develop this software for you. They will develop this software for your company, and what you will do is you train your staff on how to use it, and that's
How to
just
use
as
it?
simple.
Yes.
Yes, and that's just simple. So it's not necessary for you yourself to go and learn how to what's that, to program, and that will really help your workers, your staff, to be tech savvy to some extent. Not that when they are talking about how to use laptop, they're like, we don't know how to use laptop. All we can do is to inject people. And no, it's so that's it.
Wait, wait. Oh my god, that was so funny. And
Yeah.
as a digression, there was an exam that came up in Oyo State. I think sometime around last year. I don't want to mention names, so I don't throw shade at people or complaints. So I was at the exam hall, and they are just these two old women, not so old. I think they should be in their late 40s, sitting beside me, and all they keep saying is, how do I click? How do I click? Báwo ná ṣe ń click? Oh, this is a global stage. Let me interpret. How do I click? How do I click? And I'm like, ma, just press this. And when the woman will press it, she was pressing the keyboard with all her strength. I'm like, calm down, ma. It's it's just going to press at a go. And these are government workers that oh my god. I mean, these are government workers that they claim to let's just leave it. Let's leave it like that. Let's go on with what we are doing. All right. So with every powerful tools that human being has created, there's always ethical concern and ethical issues surrounding it. I know the major ethical concern surrounding AI writing tools right now is plagiarism, that people don't use and not putting effort into their academics to develop their research papers and the likes. That's like a major ethical concern for schools right now. But in places of this could be a general, you could make a general remark. Healthcare, outside healthcare, what are the ethical concerns you think we need to pay serious attention to? Because there are two extreme right now on AI, and the first extreme is people who are adverse to it. They just don't want to learn it. They feel like they are doing the devil a favor by learning AI. And there are other people on another end that they've learned AI, but they feel like AI should undo. If AI can go to the rescue of their behalf, right? And so, what are the ethical concerns you think we need to consider in order to strike a balance with these two, such that as humans we don't go into extreme side?
Okay. Okay. So I think one major concern is data bias, especially in healthcare. Is data
Can you hear
bias?
me?
No. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can. I can't hear you again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, 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 I can. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
So I would say one major concern is data bias. So let's say if AI systems are trained mostly on data from a particular region, let's say from people from America, it may not perform well for African population. So I would say it's data bias, and
Mm,
the best thing is if there is a particular what's the name, a model, a machine learning system that can work well for people from let's say outside Nigeria. If you bring it to Nigeria, it can't work. When I was doing my
mm.
masters, I remember that a particular person was working on. It's called I'm I've forgotten the name now. It's a particular AI system, a machine learning system that has been designed by people from USA. I think USA, yes, and it can detect brain tumor, but it was built using the data set from the people from outside Nigeria. So he was trying to see if you can enter into the back end of the system and train it with data sets from people from population from Nigeria. He tried. It was really, really stressful. But I think at the long run, he could not. I think he was even unable to get into it very well. But the system could not work for Nigerians. So I think the first ethical concern is data bias. And the second one that I would say is the data privacy too. Data privacy and security. Security. Like I mentioned earlier, that uh, information of, especially in healthcare, the information of people, it matters a lot. It matters a lot because medical information is very sensitive. And most times, before you can even have access to all this data, you have to sign like an agreement that, okay, once I use it, I will not use it for any other purpose aside this. Even before they will release it to you, you will stress yourself, see some organizations, get a letter from probably a particular place to give it to them before they can release it, because they know that this has to do with the someone's a particular patient record. So it's data privacy and security. That's the second one. And one thing is that we must also ensure access, in the sense that, like, equitable access, in the sense that once I can give you a data, if another person comes to meet me, I should be able to give that person, so that if I give you and I'm not giving the other person, then I'm being biased too. Because if the other person can use it to achieve, as long as the reason why the person is using it is legal, is not illegal. So that is the ethical concern, especially in healthcare. So it's major. It has to do majorly with data, because, like I mentioned, that the backbone of every machine learning system is data. So it has to do with data, not being biased, and the data privacy and security. And another thing that I mentioned the other time, I think I did not go in depth into it, is that we have artificial neural network. So the way AI started, the idea behind AI is that they really want to train systems that can think like human brain, because human being, we have neurons in our
Wow.
brains.
Wow.
We have
Yes, yes,
neurons
yes, yes.
in our brains, and that's what triggers like all these emotions and everything. So the idea behind artificial intelligence is how to make machine intelligence like human being, think like human being. So we have neural network. So they are called artificial neural
Mm.
network. That they are not the neurons of human being. They are artificial. So artificial neural network, another issue with people, especially after you build a machine learning model, a machine learning system that could help all these medical professionals to do their work better, what they are more concerned about is they don't know what is happening at the back end. Even computer scientists, they don't know what is happening at the back end, because at the long run, those neural networks, you can have millions of neural networks that are connected together to give you your answer, and you don't even know how it's working. All you have to do is just feed it data. The more you feed it data, the better result you get. But behind it, there is something called neural network that are connected together to give you your answer. So how it's working, you don't know. So they have, it's called black box. Yeah, it's called black box. So that there's another concern, that ethical concern to that. There's another concern to regarding that black box. We don't know how it's working. What if it's one abracadabra that is happening behind the scene? Although you are seeing the result you want, but all these, especially medical professionals, if they don't know how something is happening, they really don't want to accept it. That okay, we know that this thing can help us, but how is it really working? If this is, let's understand how it's working, but no one can
They're
really
not ready
explain.
to put in the work to go in
Exactly.
depth.
Yeah. No, even if they go in depth, the thing is, even if they go in depth, there is no how, even a machine learning professional, someone that is building AI system, you don't even know how it's working. That's the thing. All you know is that I just need to
Wow.
feed it data. Exactly. That's why it's called the black box. So it's like a
Oh,
gray area
okay.
that you don't understand. It's not clear. It's not clear how those neural networks, how they are connecting together and to give you your answer is
Mm.
amazing. So is one of the concerns, like is one of the major concern. After data is the next concern. That's just the next concern actually. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so so much. So in the next few minutes, I'm just going to throw these two questions so you answer them together. So the first thing is AI is here to stay, right? So in the
Yeah.
next 5 to 10 years, what are the AI related skills that will be most valuable in earth sector? That is one. And secondly, if you are to advise your younger self, maybe when we're still in SS class, trying to decide what course we want to do in the university, what advice will you give to your younger self in today's AI driven era? Because when I was in school, there was no AI. I don't even, well, no, there was no AI now. Or maybe it was not something that was so obvious to our generation at that time. But now that you are in the AI world, right? What advice will you give to your younger self? And also, what are the tech related skills that is relevant in the next 5 years? AI tech related skill that is relevant to healthcare in the next 5, 10 years. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So to your first, okay, my mic is on. To your first question, I would say that well, the first one I would say is data literacy. Data literacy in the sense that understand how to like understand and interpret healthcare data, understand how healthcare data works. Let's say in the healthcare system, understand how healthcare. So if it's not in the healthcare, understand if it's another part. Let's say in agriculture, understand how data works in agriculture. Can you hear me? Mm, hello, can you hear me? Hello, I'm not sure you can hear me. Okay, okay.
So sorry. We are in Nigerian, right? Our network is blessed. So please you can go on so we can wrap up.
All right. So, come to your first question regarding in 5 to 10 years, what AI related skills. So, the first thing I would say is understand and interpret healthcare data. That's data literacy. Even if not in any sector that you want to, because artificial intelligence is applied, can be applicable to any field. So even if it's not in healthcare, if it's in agriculture, if it's in let's say business, just understand and interpret the data of that particular field. So the data literacy, that's very, very important. That's very, very important. That's the first thing. So the next one I would advise is AI and machine learning fundamentals. Try and learn how, just fundamentals, meaning that how AI works. Just understand how it works. There are courses, like I mentioned, there are short courses on it that you can take for you to have an idea about how AI works. How that will spark your curiosity that okay, I really need to know more about this thing. So that's it. And also the third one I would advise is digital health technologies. We have a lot of technologies now that they are being used in the healthcare system. So know about them too, and you can even learn how to use them for your own advantage. Then the last one is the ethics and responsible use of AI. Like there are two extremes. Some people that think AI want to take their job, and the other people that think that AI will do everything for them. But the balance is that there is an ethical way to use and a responsible way to use AI, so that you're not using AI with the sense that, oh, once I use AI, I won't do my job again. No, or you are leveraging on AI to make your work easier for you and faster. So I think that one we can, like, the healthcare professionals can bridge the gap in the medicine and technology by this particular, like, when they are able to at least take one or two of this and focus on it, probably data literacy, how healthcare data works, and you're able to interpret it, and probably the fundamentals of AI, that will really help you to bridge the gap between medicine and technology. Yeah, so for the if I would advise my younger self, I would one thing I would do is that I'll focus earlier on developing stronger digital and analytical skills, especially in data science and AI. Because I tell you, AI, so we have AI as the big guy, we have machine learning, then another subset of machine learning is deep learning. So these three things you can use, they are like, okay, so let's say, we have like union. I was using set the other time in mathematics. We have the universal set, which is the AI. We have subset of AI, which is machine learning. Now subset of machine learning, deep learning. So there's not like the union of these three things. This is where data science comes in. So data science is when you get data, you are able to, from the patterns you've gotten from the data, you are able to tell the machine learning, or the machine learning system, or the models you've built to decide what will happen in the future. For example, let's say in forecasting,
Hmm.
let's say, weather forecast. What a
Okay.
data scientist will do is gather the data of different weathers, and probably the weather in different, let's say, in different states or different countries. Then from the patterns in data the data scientists can conclude that, like, make an insight from the data that have been gathered, that, okay, probably let's say in 5 years time it might not really rain that much in a particular region. So with that, after that, they can now train the system on how to detect, probably detect whether it will rain or it will not rain with those data. So I think I would majorly focus on AI, data science and AI. When probably I would have advised my younger self to focus more on data science and AI. And also I would try to work on interdisciplinary knowledge, like combining technology and healthcare or another real world field. So because while I was studying as a computer scientist, I was just focused on, let me shall read and pass, you understand. And also another thing I was more focused on was, let's shall check, because computer science is broad and wide. Let me check different fields. Let me software development. Let's check probably UI UX. Let's check this and that. But now delving into AI, data science, is so interesting for you to see how you are able to get data, and from there you're able to get an insight that, okay, in like 2 to 3 years you can know what will happen with this just data, with the
Happen.
data. And with that
Hmm.
data you have, got, you can train a particular model to detect, or to work on it, to be able to decide on something, to be able to determine this, or to be able to give solution to a particular problem. Like, that's
Problem.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes, that's amazing. And I think that would that's what I would advise. Although there are other area, like you mentioned, that what are the tech skills that are here to stay, let's say in 5, 10 years. I would say the first thing is artificial intelligence, that one. Cyber security too. So when I say artificial intelligence, I'm talking about AI, machine learning, data science, then cyber security too. Cyber security. Those are the, at least cyber security is here to stay too. Because people really want to protect their information online, so that no
Yes.
attacker will
And
come.
bioinformatics. You can't take
Yes,
away
you
my course.
let's say bioinformatics, at least to some extent. But informatics is a field
Yes,
in
it's easier to stay, sis.
still coming up. So that's it. I believe bioinformatics too is there, but I would say yeah, yeah, bioinformatics is there too. So the thing is, I want thing I would advise people is there is no it's not like just one way to it. If you know that you are that kind of person, I was talking with someone recently and I asked the person that what do you think you can like do you think you can code, you can write, do you have interest in coding, or do you have interest in designing, or you just have interest in writing? So all those things, it's not necessarily you're going to programming, it's not necessarily you're going to design. You can be a writer. There's content writing. There are
Yes.
the funny thing is there is product management, there is project management. All these things are tech skills. So it's not until you people once they hear about tech, people think that I need to write code, write code. It's not until you're writing code. Just know your own strength. Then you now look for the particular tech area that you can go into, and that will really help you. But I tell you, in everything you do, always factor in AI. AI, always factor in AI. That how can I use AI for this thing? Like AI in, like I mentioned the other time, AI in cybersecurity, AI in product design, AI like that. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, this has been such an enriching conversation. I mean, thank you, despite the fact that MTN tried to, stop us, but we prevailed. Wow, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am really honored to have you today. And to our audience, thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Thank you for joining this conversation. It couldn't have happened without you. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. So to see you next month on the first of Thursday next month in the month of April. Till then, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Till next month. Bye. Thank you.